Hello and welcome to What's On at Cineworld. I'm Ollie Davis. I'm joined by Laurie Blake. Hey, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, enable notifications to always on, press a little thumbs up thing, and leave us a comment because we'll read out the comments on the audio version of this show on podcast form, which you can get wherever you listen to your podcasts. But for now, let's see what's on today's show.
On this week's show, has the Flash movie's villain been revealed as evil Batman?
We'll go through the latest releases, include The Many Saints of Newark.
And we're running down the rest of this year's huge releases, like Bond, James Bond.
But to open things off, we've got our big movie news discussion point. It's Batman related, but it's not the Batman solo movie. It's about the Flash, but it's got Batman in, two Batmen who aren't in the solo Batman movie. I'm going to flash an image up for you. Literally, here's the flash. That was a flash of the image.
Stop flashing me, Ollie.
There it is. It's a flash image.
Interesting thing to note in that image, though, is that's not a Flash outfit, is it?
What?
It's a Bat Flash.
That quick
flash. It's a Bat Flash, Ollie Davis. It's a Bat Flash.
So I'm going to leave the image up on screen a little bit longer. Let's describe it for audio-only listeners. It's a Batman, chest, the armored chest bit with the Batman emblem, but it is spray-painted red with the yellow Flash lightning bolt down the middle of it.
And this is Keaton's Batsuit. This is the Batsuit from the 1980 film. This was posted up by Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash. He shared it on Instagram. And it could just be a teaser of the fact that we, from what we've heard, Batman is going to be appearing. Multiple versions of Batman will be appearing in the Flash movie. So this could just be a teaser that suggests, hey, it's Batman and it's the Flash. He's already posted up images of chest plates of the Flash and Batman and stuff to tease the movie anyway. So it could just be a continuation of that. Or it could be a spoiler for something that happens in the film. So that some people have been suggesting that this could be, there could be a moment at which Barry Allen loses his suit and needs to get a new one and borrows one from Michael Keaton's Batman, and then has to obviously, but he's not a Batman, is he? So he's going to have to spray paint his suit so people don't go, oh look, there's a fast Batman over there. That's confusing. He needs to paint it red and spray a little lightning bolt on it. So people go, it's the Flash. I understand now. The lightning bolt signifies the Flash.
To my knowledge, you need a specially designed suit to run at supersonic.
Is that because of the chafing?
Yes.
Is it just
chafing?
It's a lot like the suits from Dune, but it's just it's just pumping Vaseline inside.
I don't think that's red spray paint. I think that is some nipple openage from all the chafe. I've run a marathon. But it will tear off you. You can't run as fast. From the lore, from the comics, Barry Allen has, or whatever Flash, has a very specific suit, which is designed to not only not tear off of him, but it helps him go faster. It's like a lubricant wearing this very skin-tight suit that he has. So that could happen. Get the montage of we need to make a new suit with hammering in and then the spray paint. Looks good, kid. Go get them for me. Or wild speculation time. It's an obscure villain, which is evil Batman. This isn't my theory. It's been pointed out by a few others based on this image. But are you familiar with DC's Metal? We already know that the Flash movie is going to lean into the multiverse element of DC. So that's, multiple dimensions, different versions of characters, as we can already see in two different versions of Batman here. You're going to have Batfleck and Michael Keaton Batman, apparently. Marvel are only just getting to this multi-dimensional thing now with their multiverse and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man No Way From Home. But DC seeming to be building it in from the third start?
Yeah. Just there's been a few false starts.
Yeah. But it allows for stuff like the James Gunn. It allows for things like Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, to exist in the same multiverse as the more overtly superhero action films being made here. So you've got the multiverse. We already know the multiverse is going to be a part of the story because it's going to be heavily leaning on Flashpoint, a beloved story where Barry Allen goes back in time to save his mum from being killed, but that starts a whole like nightmarish alternate timeline where everyone's at war. Now, what Metal does is it steals 2000 AD's storyline from 40 years ago. What it does to completely originally is going, you've got this multiverse here, but then underneath there's a dark multiverse. And there's evil versions of just Batman.
Just a whole, a flock of Batman.
Pretty much exclusively Batman. But it has created like one of the best Batman villains in years, the Batman Who Laughs, which is just sort of a rip-off of the 2000 AD character Judge Death from 40 years ago. Completely original design of like the thing here, and there's the big smile. It's very cool. It's like Joker, if Joker infected Batman and Batman became Joker. Anyway, Red Death is one of those bad Batmen, and it is where I got his bio up. He kills Flash, chains him to the hood of the Batmobile, and drives fast enough on the cosmic treadmill to blend Barry Allen's Speed Force powers to his own, but also trapping Barry's consciousness inside Bruce Wayne's head.
Sounds like exactly the sort of thing that's very simple to explain. It didn't take 3 minutes of time on just this show, and will be, I'm assuming, dealt with incredibly quickly in this film. Yeah. Do you think it's too complex for the Flash?
All you need is this. Look, evil Batman version of the Flash. That's what I get there.
That's true. I guess he could appear in a way that doesn't involve having to do the whole backstory, and you can kind of just have it as a nod to fans. And if it depends if he's the main villain, because obviously everyone's sort of positing that Reverse Flash is probably going to be the major villain in the Flash, but this could be one of those interesting things of like, it could almost be like a time hopping sequence where we see Keaton, we see Batfleck. Like, we're going to obviously mix and match different times as he sort of uses the Speed Force to time travel. So it could be something that just pops up very briefly as like a little nod to fans. Or it could be the main villain. I don't know. What would you prefer?
I'll tell you who I prefer. I got this picture up specifically for you. I don't know if you're aware of B-Rex, the robot Batman Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Love it.
From this storyline.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yes, and that is the T-Rex from the Batcave made into a robot sentient version of Batman. If Suicide Squad can have a giant starfish, surely the Flash can have a robot dinosaur Batman. Well, but for what I would prefer, if you bring in a whole multiverse of dark, evil Batmen, which is what Red Death would do, that doesn't sound like a Flash movie to me. It sounds like a Batman movie to me.
It's probably too complex for a Batman movie. It's not gritty enough, Ollie. It's not grounded and gritty. We want to see him doing detective work, being a policeman.
Multiverse. I can't wait.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want to have a look at, because there is some news on the Batman movie.
The Batman.
Yeah. So I think I've lost track of when these are out, but we've got our first look at the Batclaw here.
I'm more interested in the amount of stuff on this editing desk, but yeah, this was this was posted up, wasn't it, for Batman Day? And yeah, it's a very messy desk, but and it was Matt Reeves posted it saying, "Pop my head out of the editing room for a moment to say Happy Batman Day. Can't wait to share more in 4 weeks from Fandom." But then this picture was on the screen at the time, and it kind of reveals the sort of gadgets that Batman is going to be using in the film. Or is he going to be referred to as the Batman? So every time someone says Batman, what's going on? He goes, the Batman?
Well, I think maybe they'll have to, if they're going to have so many evil Batmen from another universe. Like, which Batman is that one? Oh, that's
I'm the Batman.
And we also saw a look at Catwoman from the movie. Here she is.
Zoe Kravitz in costume. So it's got sort of a balaclava, but I think it's quite a cool costume. It's definitely just giving off cat burglar vibes, and with emphasis on burglar.
It's definitely more realistic if the Batman is going in that direction. But yeah, as you can see from the fandom little logo there, 16th of October is when we're going to get the next The Batman trailer. Looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm massively looking forward to it. I think it looks really good so far. I think the kind of like focus on the detective aspect of the world's greatest detective is going to be really fun to see. I think it's interesting though that all the Batman films they become more and more like Batman's really the odd one out in Gotham. Like as they strip away the kind of colorful cast of criminals and make them more sort of grounded, Batman looks like an absolute weirdo compared like with Catwoman's just a woman now in black with like a balaclava, and it's just like, and then this guy fully dressed as a bat. He just looks mental.
Well, let us know what you guys think of the Red Death possibilities in the comments below, and we'll answer them on the podcast. But what about the movies released this week, Laurie?
But what about them, Ollie? What's coming out?
Well, obviously, we've got No Time to Die next week, and then there's Dune coming up later. But right now, we've actually got one of my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year, The Many Saints of Newark, which is a Sopranos prequel. The beloved TV show, The Sopranos. I love it. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Really was behind the shift to the modern American quality television drama. But yeah, it's out now. So everybody go and see it if you're a fan of The Sopranos. And it's getting some pretty good reviews as well. So the Independent's review said The Many Saints of Newark is both instantly recognizable and somehow unplaceable. It's fierce and brilliant too, a work that both expands and complicates The Sopranos' cultural legacy. And The Telegraph added, sinewy and smart, it's a rich, imaginative leap into the prehistory of an iconic show and a rare instance of the big screen doing right by the small. And I think that's like, as a Sopranos fan, I think a lot of people are going to be like, will it undermine all the great TV show stuff? And will it be a good movie? Like, that's the big complication when you're adapting stuff from TV to film. And both of those reviews are like, yep, both boxes ticked. And of course, like, you know, this is a good year for this because Many Saints of Newark adaptation of Sopranos, but also, you know, like, it's still out in cinemas, the Paw Patrol movie. In terms of the great,
the truly great,
great TV to big screen.
I know quite a few toddlers that would agree with you on that one, Holly Davis.
Yeah. Also, we've got the Lord of the Rings trilogy being re-released in both normal screens and IMAX, so you can relive the Lord of the Rings trilogy on the biggest of the big screens.
Lord of the Rings is one of those film franchises that it was made for the big screen. Ideally, the biggest screen of all. It's full of grandiose, sweeping landscapes, huge battles, all that kind of stuff that the kind of bigger screen size is going to give you even more ability to sort of see that finer detail. That, you know, the composition in the film is incredible, and like there are so many extras and characters on screen at once that I think IMAX is only going to make that a more enjoyable experience.
Also out now, we've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That's available in IMAX 4DX if you want the absolute crazy thrill ride of your seat moving and sort of lights flashing at you as the movie plays on. And super screen.
We've also got Malignant, Cop Shop, Respect, Free Guy, and the Paw Patrol movie, if that takes your fancy and you've got kids.
Yeah. And also another re-release, which is a pretty good primer for what's going to happen next month, is the 1984 absolutely bonkers David Lynch adaptation of Dune.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the sort of thing you want to go and watch and be like, okay, well, this is how it was done the first time, and then next month you can see the new vision with all the updated effects and Denis Villeneuve's like oeuvre put onto it.
I can't wait for Dune. Like the main selling point of watching Dune 84 in the cinema is just so I can get a bit of Dune right now, because I'd said Many Saints of Newark is one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and it is, but Dune tops it. We've spoken about Dune. We've already mentioned No Time to Die. It is a freaking packed rest of the year because, we've had a year and a half where not much came out and it's all been shoved into the last quarter of 2021. We've already had Shang-Chi, which is out now still. Venom 2 is coming out. The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way From Home, The Kingsman, Dune we've already mentioned, The Matrix, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Everything is coming. And you can get a special 3-month trial of the Cineworld Unlimited card just from $9.99 a month. And you can go and watch unlimited movies in the cinema, get discounts on drinks and concessions and stuff like that as well. Usually you have to commit to a whole year term, but now you can get it for 3 months to see if it's for you. And I guarantee it will. I've honestly had a Cineworld Unlimited card since 2010. I'm a decade plus user.
And to get people hyped for the Cineworld Unlimited card offer, we've got to look at all those films coming out. So please do take a look.
Welcome to the club.
And available to pre-book now is James Bond's No Time to Die, which is out on the 30th of September, again in IMAX, 4DX, ScreenX, Super Screen, and VIP.
You can also pre-book tickets to a special 20th anniversary screening of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which is taking place on the 29th of October and the 31st of October. So if you want witches and wizards for Halloween, get booking your tickets.
Excelsior. And we've still got some event cinema coming up for you next month. Cliff Richard, The Great 80 Tour Live, is on the 27th of October. So click the link in the video description below to book that now. Thank you very much for joining us here today. That's all we've got time for. We'll be back next week with a load of James Bond news and reviews, I'm sure. I can't wait. It's been so long that I've been waiting for this movie. I saw that trailer like 3-4 years ago. You excited?
I'm very excited. I think No Time to Die looks amazing and looks like it's going to have some interesting knock-on effect for the James Bond universe.
Will he die? That's what I was talking.
He hasn't got time for it, Davis. He hasn't got time for it.
And also, all the movies we've talked about on today's show, there are links in the video description below where you can book your tickets to go see them. But for now, I've been Oli Davis. That's been Laurie Blake. See you next week.